1 year, $10 million. Kenley Jansen to the Angels. Ben Joyce is a stud. Now he's going to move back a little bit, let him kind of simmer and learn in a high leverage role. Also, smash his arbitration number down because he won't get as many saves. But I want to do the positive first. Yes, exactly. That's why we bring up everything on this show. The positive first, AJ. The Angels have been more active than probably 25 other teams this offseason. And even though it's not a super attractive roster, they're at least trying, which is what we said about the Royals last year. I'm not trying to make a comp, but the Royals tried last offseason, and how did that go for them?
Well, they made the playoffs, but let me say this. Who'd you mention? Joyce, right? Ben Joyce?
And Joyce throws a billion.
132 miles an hour. He should be the closer. I love Kenley Jansen, but why? If you're the Angels and you're an Angels fan, why do you sign this guy? Don't you want Ben Joyce to learn how to close games? He's going to be your closer of the future. They pretty much already said that. And by the way, what a beautiful picture here in Stark Vegas. But
yeah,
I mean, the leaves are not looking like that today. But I mean, seriously, if you're the Angels fans, why are you excited about this? I mean, nothing. This is not a knock on Kenley Jansen at all. I love Kenley. Great guy. He's come on the show. He's awesome to talk to. But why? I just don't understand this. If you have Ben Joyce, you're probably not going to win this year in that division. So why bring in Kenley Jansen? Yes, I know you want him to teach Ben Joyce how to do it and this and that. But wouldn't you rather have Ben Joyce in save situations, getting the ball in the ninth inning, trying to learn how to save games on the field, rather than have Kenley Jansen say, "All right, kid, go get the eighth for me so I can clean up the ninth." And yes, it is a way to also hold down his salary a little bit because he's not going to rack up the saves that he should, and he'll just get holds instead.
I'm hard against you on this one only because I would rather have both. And now we do have both. If it's other positions, I'm
different. But Kenley's not going to pitch the eighth. But Kenley's not going to want to pitch the eighth. He wants to close games because he's thinking about his Hall of Fame resume, right? That's the thing to me. So he wants to close, but I'd rather have Ben Joyce as my closer of the future, which they all said he is. I want him to close games. I want him to start out closing games because he needs to learn how to close games. He needs to learn when he blows one, how to bounce back. He needs to learn how to, I came in with a 1-run lead and second and third, no outs, how to get out of it, stuff like that. Anyone can talk about it, but until you've actually done it, it's different.
But the Angels want to make some noise, at least in the first half, Kratz. And then if things turn out like perfectly, Trout's back, thriving. I don't know, Rendon finds it. Yoan Moncada is the next big thing. Everything works out for them. Cool, it's a great story. And then they have a deeper bullpen. If it doesn't, perfect guy to trade at the deadline.
Oh, definitely perfect guy to trade. Did you know Kenley's middle name is Geronimo? Just found that out today. Just look that up. That's like a pretty freaking cool fact. But he said on our show, he said, I want to go back to LA. Last year when he was with Boston and everybody freaked out, oh, he doesn't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say he wanted to go back to the Dodgers. He said he wanted to go back to LA here on the show. And to me, the $10 million says there was other teams that were interested because you look at it, you say, man, there's some teams that could really use a closer, back end of the bullpen kind of guy. But what AJ said, building his resume, I can't wait till he's back on again. But I would love to know if other teams maybe were better teams, maybe more playoff contending teams than the Angels, didn't offer him the guaranteed closer role, just offered him a back end spot.
Now, my question is, no, but I'm going to say this. Weren't the Red Sox, everyone in the chat is like, oh, they're going to trade him in July. Wasn't that supposed to be the plan for the Red Sox last year and he didn't get traded? So don't always say, like Aroldis Chapman with the Pirates, right? That was another one. Rowdy Tellez. We've talked about some of these guys. They don't end up getting traded, and then they end up going down and getting stuck, in a team that doesn't end up doing anything. That was the plan for Ken. I mean, all we heard last year at the trade deadline, Kenley Jansen to this team, Kenley Jansen to this team, Kenley Jansen here, there. Not necessarily. So don't get all excited because Angels fans that they're going to trade him and get something because they might end up keeping him. And listen, again, I love Kenley Jansen. I hope he has a great year. But I just think for the team in this situation, unless he's going to mentor him and not pitch the ninth, I think you need Ben Joyce though in the ninth inning.
Even a guy like Kimbrel came up to the big leagues. Like he was one of the only guys in my time playing that I saw in AAA as a closer, went to the big leagues as a closer, and obviously had a Hall of Fame type of career. His first 20 innings, he wasn't closing. So maybe that's kind of the thought process, but I'm more on the camp of like, look, like this is completely holding his salary down. They're able to have another back end reliever, and they don't really care if Ben Joyce doesn't get the saves because that's value in their pocket. Oh, and then second full season in the big leagues, then he gets his saves and starts racking them up.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could get dealt if they have a really bad first half pretty easily. And if he's good, if he looks like he does the last 2 years, he's got value. I see what you're saying about Chapman, for example, AJ, but the Pirates thought they were in it. Even if we didn't and no one else did, they did acquire help, right? They got Brian De La Cruz, who was mostly terrible for them, and they picked up IKF, who was some depth. For the Pirates, that is what they call pushing their chips in. So that's why they weren't going to trade someone like that away.
What about the Red Sox?
What it is.
What about the Red Sox and Kenley last year?
The Red Sox have been weird for trade deadlines for years, and I don't know what's going on with them, right? This has been like 3 or 4 years in a row now, and people were blaming Bloom in the past. I start to think that maybe there are just too many cooks in the kitchen on decisions like that, but maybe it'll change now. Also, I don't think they were completely out. Did they sell? Did the Red Sox sell? No. So that's really what it comes down to. If you're a clear-cut seller at the deadline, this is an easy conversation. You're at July, whatever, end of July. He's got $4-ish million left on the deal. And if he looks like he usually does, that's an easy trade away for the Angels and pick up a prospect for a team that Baseball America just ranked as the 30th best farm system. There's 30 teams in Major League Baseball. That's not good. So I give them credit because I want them to at least give the fans a reason to come to the ballpark. Their owner, Artie Moreno, likes names. Kenley is a name. I bet you there's just like a little, actually there's probably a lot inside of him that says, I'm going to get that Dodger guy. I'm going to bring him over here. I mean, look at the Dodgers 12 years ago and the Angels and now where those two franchises are. The Dodgers have been a powerhouse. Now they just won a World Series. They've got star power. The Angels are in a big market. I mean, they could do more. And they're in Los Angeles. Their team. And they're in LA.
They're in Los Angeles somehow, some weird way. But
yeah, they're the LA Angels.
Listen, I'll say this, which is still one of the craziest things of all time. But I will say this: Ron Washington wants to win. He wants to win. I think he only signed a 2 or a 3 year deal. They didn't do so good last year. He needs to win. He needs to win and figure it out. So, yeah, Ron Washington's like, give me Kenley Jansen. Give me Tim Anderson. I can fix him. Give me Yohan. Give me Anthony Rendon healthy. Give me Yohan Moncada.
He didn't say that.
No, well, I'm just saying. I mean, somebody said it. They gave him $5 million. So I don't know, but it's crazy to me. It's crazy. I mean, listen, Washington wants to win, so he's like, bring veterans. I don't want to deal with the young guys. You got to teach him, which Ron Washington's great at. But you usually have a better chance of winning if you have veteran guys that have been there and done that.
Can we agree on this? Here's how I want to finish the point because I think that the way we look at off seasons has changed. So many teams do nothing in an embarrassing fashion that I don't want to smash a team for trying and doing things. Now, in the past, when more teams were involved in off seasons, you could be more critical and be like, I like the way they spent. I don't like the way they spent. But nowadays, it's like half the teams do nothing. So I'm going to say the half the teams that do nothing are down here. The teams that do something that I like are here. And I'm going to say there's the teams in the middle where I'm like, at least they improved their roster. Is it how I would have spent their money? Not necessarily, but that's my point. It's a top 10 offseason. They have had a top 10 offseason. Maybe top 5. It's close.
I give them a B. They have a closer. Okay. They have a bona fide power threat. Justin Jorge Soler and Kenley Jansen, whatever you think of them as players, those are 2 bona fide positions in the game, on the field, whatever you want to say, that will positively affect the team. And they made those moves.